Yo, what's up, Prime AG? You're all over my IG roast, dude. I'm awesome.
Easiest characters to rage bait. Since you guys really liked my video,
Now we're gonna be reacting to easiest characters to rage bait.
about the biggest rage baiters of all time, I figured I'd make a video about characters that would probably be really easy to rage bait. I guess you could call this a sequel, I don't know. But thank you for the support on that video, and anyways, let's just get into it. Okay, we gotta start with somebody who's pretty obviously easy to rage bait, Kyle. Now, Kyle always gets mad at Eric for literally almost everything he does, and honestly, it's pretty understandable, because to put it in the nicest way possible, Eric is a huge piece of shit. And the reason why he picks on Kyle is because Stan and Kenny don't really have as big of a reaction as Kyle does. Like, this dude made an entire song about how Kyle's mom is a bitch. The levels that Eric will go to make Kyle mad is unreal. And every single time, he gets mad. But I feel like if he knew not to give a reaction, I feel like Eric would stop picking on him, or maybe not. I feel like he just would constantly pick on him because that's just what Eric does. And Eric will f with people and not even care about their feelings at all. This dude, Eric, gave him AIDS in one episode, and he did not give
Dang, that boy getting whooped.
a single f. And in return, Kyle broke his Xbox, which that's very understandable. But still, not enough for what Eric did. That's crazy. Now we got Krebs the Duck from back at the barnyard. Now, I didn't really watch this show much as a kid. I just watch it whenever it was on, so I don't really remember this episode, but this clip has been going so viral on TikTok and Instagram Reels, I just had to talk about it. So Krebs, this duck, I guess, bullied Otis throughout his childhood, and he got a letter saying that he's quote-unquote coming for him. But he wanted to apologize. Like, bro, who the hell says that? Like, oh yeah, man, I'm coming for you. And they just want to apologize. Like, what? Like, that just sounds super menacing. So Freddy and Peck confront him. And by confront him, I mean they're just rage baiting him. And this duck gets so mad that this dude actually turns into like some kind of Tasmanian devil kind of thing. Like, I don't know how somebody could get so mad that like veins pop in their forehead and then they just start
Oh no. That boy looked like he wasn't playing no
tweaking
game.
out like that. And the entire episode is them just fighting Krebs the duck, even though he just wanted to apologize to Otis. But they just kept interrupting him when he was trying to say that. Peck and Freddy were apparently the barnyard taunting champions 6 years running, but they had 1 out of 10 rage bait, and this dude still fell for it. Like, that's crazy. Jeff from Clarence. Clarence and Sumo always get up to some stupid ass antics, and Jeff is described as a germaphobe and just very uptight. So obviously, he would easily get mad at the stuff Clarence and Sumo are up to. I think this is the first episode, if I'm not mistaken. Clarence and Sumo go to this play place type of thing, and Jeff doesn't want to go in the play place because he's a germaphobe. He's afraid of all the germs that the play place has. And you know what? Fair enough. That play place is probably musty as hell, so I can't blame him. But as a kid, I did not give a single shit, and I would always go in the Chuck E. Cheese and McDonald's play places. And I would wonder why I was sick the next day. They order food at this place, and Clarence knows that Jeff does not want him to take his fries. But he takes his fries anyway, up in the play place to trick.
Oh yeah, I remember this. It was, and then like by the time he got the fries, they were all like beat up, smushed.
Jeff into going into the play place. And then he aggressively chases Clarence and tries to fight him at the end. But at this point, his fries are done. Clarence put them in his back pocket and he sat on them. They touched all the shit in the play place. It's over. But at the end, Clarence still tries to give him the fries. But at this point, he's better off getting a new order of fries. But it's crazy that he got that mad over fries. And he ended up at the top of the play structure, which he did not want to be in at all. So I would say Clarence successfully rage baited Jeff. That was 10 out of 10 rage bait. And one other time, it wasn't even Clarence. It was this guy called Gilbin. They shared a birthday party because they had the same birthday. And Gilbin said nothing to Jeff, like as he was just getting mad at him for apparently quote unquote ruining his birthday. And then he just started trying to punch him for no reason. And he did absolutely nothing. Like, how does Jeff get rage baited by nothing? That is wild, bro. And he had a whole manifesto in his head. He was like, Gilbin, the golden boy. Great people skills. Like, and he doesn't even speak in the show at all. Jeff just got mad at him for existing. But I guess he does telepathically. I don't know how that works. Now, this next one's very self-explanatory. Anger from inside out. I don't even need to cite an example for this. It's the most obvious pick. His name is literally Anger. He will get mad at anything. Because all you gotta do to rage bait this guy is just say something slightly dumb or tell him he can't have his way, and then his head's gonna catch fire. Then he'll start just slamming buttons in the control panel. Like, hypothetically, if I was trying to rage bait this dude, even if I did the worst method ever, it would still work. That was a no shit pick, but I had to include him because why not? Now we got Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, it's insane that Eustace has a compilation of his kindest moments. That's how you know he's always grumpy. He always says to Courage, "Oh, you stupid dog, get out of here." I don't fucking know. But this dude had a crash out so bad that he literally blew up the entire house. Muriel asked him to thread a needle. And
No way he's getting that mad that he blows up the whole house.
he couldn't get the needle to go through the hole. The house walls just started tearing, and all of a sudden, it exploded. That's how mad this dude got. I can't even believe it. Like, this dude unintentionally got rage baited by a goddamn thread and needle. And that's how the episode ended. They had no house. All they had was a rocking chair. And I guess Courage spent the entire episode trying to calm it, and it just didn't work. And the reason why he got so mad is because Eustace found an ad in the newspaper claiming that there is a hair growth experiment. And one of the side effects was getting extremely angry, and he's already very angry to begin with. So obviously that was gonna happen. Now we got Mojo Jojo. Now, Mojo Jojo always loses no matter what, okay? I mean, that's just what happens. Obviously, the Powerpuff Girls are gonna win. But this time, in this specific episode called the Powerpuff Girls Rule, Mojo Jojo almost found the key to the world, and the mayor was supposed to watch the key to the world or something, and he was so close to getting his hands on it, but then he opened the wrong drawer, and it had a cucumber in it. And then,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
and then the Powerpuff Girls opened a drawer next to him, and then they just started baiting him with this key, and he almost fell for the rage bait, but he had to lock in. But after that, he just quit. He wanted nothing to do with being a villain anymore. He just kept losing, and I don't even blame him. And every time he has this genius plan that he thinks is finally gonna work, it just blows up in his face. It never works. Or, well, one time it did, actually. I think he won in literally one episode, and that was it. But you know what? I'll give him credit for being able to just lock in and not get rage baited sometimes. Now we got Nicole from Gumball. I think this is a pretty obvious one. She had to be in the video. In one episode, Richard allowed everybody into his house, and they all just threw a function. And the moment Nicole got back,
I'm not gonna lie, I would be mad too if somebody let everybody inside of the house and then I'm unaware and it's all messed up. It's not going down like that.
everybody knew they were about to get packed up. Like, she stepped in the house, opened the door with like these purple glowing eyes, and this dude Harold still tried to rage bait her. But at this point, she was already mad, and it was not a joke. She grabbed him by the neck and made him look at all the souls that were trapped in her purple eyes. And immediately after, everybody started cleaning. Or actually, you know what? Maybe she would be the easiest character to piss off, but if you do, just know that it's over. Like, she is competing in power level with Dragon Ball Z characters. Like, it is actually ridiculous. This dude Harold said, "or what," acting like it was all a big joke. I can't even believe he would test Nicole, bro, after seeing her just break the door down. And sometimes when people are just being a dick on purpose, like this one cupcake dude. But I guess what happened was Richard signed away his house to his dad, and Richard's mom Jojo and Louie, her new boyfriend, needed a marriage license in order for Louie to get the house back. I don't know if this is making any sense, but I'm garbage at explaining things. But yeah, they go to this place, and even though it is very urgent, Frankie is in the line right next to them. This dude, this cupcake guy, is just taking forever. He's playing solitaire on his computer, making posts on Elmore Plus. Like, I don't know what this dude's doing. He's acting like they got all day. And of course, Nicole flips her shit at him.
See, people do not care if it's not them. So he did not care.
And obviously, I do not blame her. Like, this dude was just trying to be a dick on purpose and just take forever, since they were giving him shit for playing solitaire and posting on Elmore Plus. Because of that, he decided to take his sweet-ass time on purpose. Okay, now we got Chris Griffin. Now, I had to mention Chris because in my last video, I got a comment saying I forgot Stewie's greatest rage bait. Now, Stewie does this thing where he says words wrong on purpose. I don't know why. And he'll just do it to people, or mainly he'll do it to Chris and Brian. He'll say cool whip
That's not how
instead
you're
of cool
supposed to
whip.
say
I don't know
it.
why he's putting so much emphasis on the H, bro. But one time he said this to Chris and Chris just tweaked. I don't know why. He got so mad to the point where he grabbed Stewie and was about to toss him across the room. And I don't know, that might be a reasonable crash out, because if some
Bro, I remember I seen this one crazy episode, and they was like fighting in the cafeteria. Like everybody was like dying and stuff. I was like, dang.
somebody pronounced ruined like ruined, that would definitely piss me off. But I guess that's Stewie's bit. Like, I mean, like I said in my last video, he just does that type of shit on purpose. Because for whatever reason, if you give him a similar word like ruins, he'll say it correctly. Now we got Frank Heffley. Now I could think of a couple examples for Frank Heffley. One time where Greg and Roderick were scrubbing his car with a dirty rag so they could get out of doing chores. But I just thought to myself that Frank Heffley would probably be one of the easiest characters to rage bait, because this dude got mad over his figurine being on a thermostat. And it was after Greg and Roderick threw the party in Roderick Rules. And out of all the things he could have possibly been mad about, this dude chose to get mad over a stupid general action figure or whatever it was. And then also Roderick just laughed at him, was asking Greg how to work the TV because he was trying to unplug his gaming console. Then it just led to this whole crash out where he ripped all the fucking cords out of the TV and unplugged that and said he was the quote-unquote laugher. Yeah, this dude is just unhinged. I don't know what's good with him, bro. And the reason why I was mad at Greg is because Greg was playing video games all day when he should have been playing sports outside or whatever he said. And for whatever reason, he always forces Greg to play sports, so he was getting super mad that Greg was not outside playing football all day. Like, he really wants Greg to be this young prodigy for whatever reason. We gotta talk about Benton, of course. I feel like I can't go a video without talking about Regular Show. It's one of the toughest cartoons of all time. But basically, I was saying in my last Rage Baiters video that Mordecai and Rigby were always rage baiting Benson because they knew he would have like a crazy ass reaction. And a lot of times he did. Like in one episode, Pops told him to hold all his anger. And by the end of the episode, he blew up the entire park with how angry he was. No amount of anger management helped him at all, nothing. And then earlier in that episode, he also tore apart his whole apartment. And a lot of people say the root of why Benson is so mad is because all he's got is the park. And Maylard is more strict than Benson. So obviously he has to make sure that everybody's doing their jobs. And of course, as we know, Mordecai and Rigby are like never doing their job.
Bro, I swear they would be rage baiting him in the craziest ways. Like, bro, they would drop something they knew was gonna like be messy, and he would just lash out in the craziest manner.
We're always on some random ass side quest throughout the entire episode. Now we got Knuckles. Now Knuckles was always getting mad at Sonic, and whenever they would fight, Sonic would always taunt him. Like this dude would just stun on him mid-battle. And this is just a regular occurrence for Sonic. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't put him in the last video. This one episode in particular, I've been seeing clips of it everywhere. It's called Cracking Knuckles. Before Sonic and Knuckles had a battle, Sonic was already calling him slow and insulting him, and obviously Knuckles fell for the rage bait and just started charging at him. But no matter what, he could like barely ever get a hit on Sonic because Sonic is just too fast. And that's why if I were to pick any power, I would pick super speed, because you could literally just stunt on people mid-battle. It's crazy. And the reason why they were fighting is because Eggman somehow convinced Knuckles that Sonic was the one keeping them trapped in the human world or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know how Knuckles believed his ass, bro. I have no clue. Now we got somebody that I absolutely gotta talk about on this video, Squidward. And it feels like every single video I'm also talking about SpongeBob too. It just never fails to amaze me how Patrick is always rage baiting Squidward. And he's just so dumb, it just happens. He's not even doing it intentionally. But if I lived between Patrick and SpongeBob, okay, maybe I'd start to understand Squidward's pain a little bit. Now, one episode I gotta say where Squidward was probably the most mad was the episode called Good Neighbors, where SpongeBob and Patrick were trying to be good neighbors to Squidward by setting up Good Neighbor Club activities. Then after that, Squidward set up a security system in his house. SpongeBob and Patrick were at his door. And they were saying like, oh, is Squidward trying to tell us something? I guess we're not good neighbors after all. Then he just stuck his head throughout the door and was just screaming at them. But to be fair, if I was neighbors with them
Why was Squidward getting so mad at every little thing, though?
they were on this type of bullshit, bro, I would be mad too. Who just randomly sets up Good Neighbor Club activities in my house without even asking? That's kind of crazy. But when SpongeBob and Patrick brought him a cake to apologize, this dude Squidward fucked up his own security system by banging on it, and it saw Squidward as the threat. SpongeBob dropped the cake and ended up falling on the security system, and then his house just grew robotic arms and legs and started destroying Bikini Bottom. And then the episode ends with all three of them getting a summons to do community service on Sundays for the rest of their lives. Like, after all that, like, just try to relax on a Sunday, dude, I would fucking flip my shit, bro. Somehow Squidward always gets stuck with SpongeBob and Patrick, which is kind of funny, but at the same time I feel bad for Squidward. But if you like this video, go watch this one about...
Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed that video. I'm about to be ending stream.
All right now.